next new Black Panther. With a race fist, I resist racist oppression, injustice. Mark my words, I won't quit. Never give up till we get justice.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy CS of Motivated Minds. It's that season again, and we're about to start seeing the different party debates, the Democrats and the Republicans. It's that season where they're going to start cutting each other's throats. And, you know, it's going to be some truths exposed. But there's also going to be some lies, you know, told as well. But I just believe that there's going to be more truths than lies. And we just got to sit back and we just got to pay attention. People often ask me, you know, what's my party affiliation? Or, you know, I hear, hey, man, are you a conservative or are you a liberal? But my answer to that is I'm neither. You know, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a conservative. And I'm not a liberal. I am what you call a moderate. And I am also an independent. I don't believe that you can be all the way, you know, conservative or all the way liberal. There's this thing in the middle that's called a moderate. Why? Because the so-called conservatives have some good ideas and those liberals have some good ideas as well. So a lot of times, you know, we have to have like what they like to call bipartisan, you know, participation of voting, because each side, they really have some good ideas. But, you know, a lot of people don't see it like that. You know, and I'm just talking about the presidency right now. But it's just that season because I know there's some sheriff's elections coming up and there's all kinds of other things that's getting ready to come up. And what we're about to see is these politicians, they're about to start showing up in the black community and they about to start making promises. You know, and they love to show up at the black churches, right? And, you know, and, you know, the formula is the same. They like to show up at the churches. They like to hug a few necks. They like to shake a few hands, kiss a couple babies, grease it past the palm, you know, make a few empty promises, get your vote, and you never see them again, right? The formula is textbook. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind, you know, as we start to go into this election season. And I think that we need to truly hold these politicians accountable. I did a video where I kind of broke down and I talked about Juneteenth. And if you remember back in like 2019, 2020, or whenever the whole George Floyd thing went down, you know, blacks as a whole were asking for police reform. And y'all know what we got? We got Juneteenth. We got Juneteenth. We did not ask for Juneteenth. I'll tell you something else we got. Even though it was needed. If you're in the Army or any branch of service, but particularly the Army, you know, I was in the Army, so this matters to me. A lot of our bases were renamed. All of the Army bases that were named after Confederates were renamed. And I mean, I'm appreciative of it, right? And it was needed, but we didn't ask for it. What we asked for was police reform and for some of the laws to change. Police reform and for these laws to change. And the other thing is, in my opinion, there's really not a difference between the two parties. At the end of the day, their goals are the same. They really don't do anything for the people. And I'm grouping them together as a whole, because I know that there are some politicians that, you know, get out there and they try to uphold the promises that they make, but those politicians, they really don't go very far, because to me, politics is corruption. And if you go back and if you study the Greeks and the Romans and all that stuff throughout history, you'll find out politics, you know what I'm saying? Or like I heard Professor Griff say, politricks. But the reason why I'm doing this is, as we go into this election season, as I like to call it, Malcolm X spoke quite a bit about liberals and conservatives. And I don't think people paid attention to it. But what he said back in the 60s still rings true today. So check this out.
I think there are many whites who act friendly toward Negroes. A fox acts friendly toward the lamb. Mm-hmm. And usually the fox is the one who ends up with the lamb chop on his plate. Mm-hmm. The wolf doesn't act friendly, and therefore the wolf has more difficulty in getting the lamb chop in his plate.
I'd like to point out, though, that...
And I say that because it is usually if you study the structure of the Negro community, economically, politically, civically, psychologically, and otherwise. It's controlled by the white liberal, who usually poses as the friend of the Negro, who actually differs from the white conservative in the same way that the fox differs from the wolf. Their appetite is the same. Their motives are the same. It's only their mannerisms and methods that differ.
So Malcolm X talked about that. And I just think that people didn't pay attention. So all I'm saying is we need to make sure that we ask these politicians the tough questions. And then when they make these promises, you know what we need to do? We need to hold them to that. This your boy CS of Motivated Minds. I just want y'all to think about it.
Malcolm and Marcus was you reborn. Call me Chad X, new Black Panther. With a race fist, I resist racist oppression, injustice. Mark my words, I won't quit. Never give up till we get justice.